The secret rehearsal. In fact, chorus training in 82-3 started earlier than other classes. To keep it secret, the class teacher went to a nearby factory to find a warehouse and practiced in it. Class 82-3 still has many superior conditions to participate in this singing competition. For example, Zhao Shanshan is in the class. She can play the piano, so there is no need to hire a music teacher for accompaniment. There are all factors that add points and give the judge an advantage when scoring. However, the class teacher's impression of Zhao Shanshan was not as good as before. It could be said to be quite bad. She actually dared to go against Pang Fenghua all day long. Stolen, what does it mean? It was undoubtedly directed at him. He had to be on guard. However, to not affect the overall situation, the class teacher still held back and waited until the singing competition was over before shooting her. The class teacher has a catchphrase, which is execution by shooting. The word shooting is very crisp and gives a sense of the overall situation. It has the meaning of merging several powers. It has a decisive taste in the mouth. The problem is solved immediately by rectifying the law on the spot. For example, for the class cadres, whoever does not work well will be shot. Who is not afraid of shooting? According to the temper of the class teacher, he wanted to shoot Zhao Shanshan immediately. Zhao Shanshan takes herself too seriously, thinking that she is the literary and artistic backbone, and becomes more and more unrestrained in many aspects. For example, the class teacher tested Zhao Shanshan on who should be the conductor of the chorus. The class teacher was leaning towards Pang Fenghua, which Zhao Shanshan should have known. But Zhao Shanshan still insisted on using Hu Jia, and brazenly said that Pang Fenghua was not right deportmentally. What is this nonsense? Do you, Zhao Shanshan, know what deportment is? Ridiculous. That's absurd. The class teacher was livid with a dark face. Zhao Shanshan, this female student, is inferior. She can no longer be the art committee member. After the singing competition, she must be shot. But the music teacher was very cooperative. In the big warehouse of the factory, he made the chorus of 82-3 more and more impressive. 48 classmates stood in 4 rows representing 4 vocal parts. The 4 voices are mixed, separated, intertwined, supporting, and contrasting each other. And the sound range becomes thicker and wider. It is no longer 48 people, but thousands of troops and horses. The united will of a class, or even the united will of a nation. The song is filled with endless resentment, bottomless hatred, and the flame of struggle and resistance. The class teacher stood in the distance, hugging his elbows tight, with a straight face, standing as straight as a javelin, ready to be hurled at any time. Perhaps due to the exaggeration of the singing, the class teacher kept gritting his teeth, even a little biting. But he was very satisfied in his heart. That's what art is like. When hatred comes out, it will naturally become catching. When the music teacher had finished his rehearsal, the class teacher invited the dance teacher. This can be regarded as a concrete attempt to innovate. Although it is a chorus, the dance teacher still added some movement, choreography, and modeling. For example, the sudden attack of palms, fists, and elbows give many high-spirited beats a corresponding visual impact, sonorous and decisive, sublimating the momentum and giving fearless determination, mainly daring to die. And in particularly lyrical places, the dance teacher came up with unique ideas. He asked the students to stand with legs apart, arms hanging down, a fist on each side, the center of the fist backward, chest raised, relying on the toes to exert force alternately and sway the body to the left and right. Although neither foot had moved out of its seat, overall, they were already going through fire and water. But soft, even childlike, the willows in the spring breeze contain lingering, longing, and affectionate praise for the motherland. This action is adorable and beautiful, especially when done neatly. It can be said to be gorgeous. However, most boys seem very embarrassed and cannot do it. There was still a smile on their faces, but no generosity or initiative to die at all. After rehearsing several times, the results were not ideal. Especially the sports committee member, who was such a big man, looked so ashamed and ungenerous when he clenched his fists and shook his body. The class teacher said, "Sun Jianqiang, pay attention to your movements." Sun Jianqiang smiled playfully, almost hiding his face. The class teacher shouted more sternly, "Sun Jianqiang!" The chorus stopped abruptly. The swaying of the willows in the spring breeze stopped abruptly. The class teacher stared at Sun Jianqiang and asked, "What's wrong with you?" Sun Jianqiang said, "It's better not to do this action. How to do it? It's so ugly." The class teacher lowered his face and ordered, "Come out." Sun Jianqiang had to come out. When passing by Pang Fenghua, he also made a face at her. The class teacher saw it all. Sun Jianqiang didn't take the class teacher's annoyance too seriously because he often played basketball with him and always passed him the ball. He had a good personal relationship with the class teacher and felt confident. Sun Jianqiang walked to the class teacher, leaning crookedly, taking a rest in front of him, and showing off. The class teacher said, "Tell me, how is it so ugly?" Sun Jianqiang blushed and said, "It's too coy. It's a sissy." All the boys in the class laughed. So are many girls. The class teacher glanced at the dance teacher, and his expression was really ugly. He turned around and roared at Sun Jianqiang. He stretched out a finger towards the warehouse door and shouted, "Get out!" Sun Jianqiang was stunned for a moment, knowing that he was finished and had been shot. He was dumb there. He lost face. He turned around and left. There were also some movements on his lips, which were very useless and superfluous. The class teacher stretched out his finger at Sun Jianqiang's back, which could be said to have added another shot. Sun Jianqiang must be dead this time. Sure enough, the class teacher said angrily, "Stop being a sports committee member. Don't ever come back."